There, maybe that's better. You guys can actually hear me now. What I was saying is that yesterday turned out to just be a really weird day. I ended up having to completely uninstall and reinstall the software that helps me broadcast to YouTube. It just lost its mind. It would not understand this camera over here, this one. I couldn't get that camera working at all. So I had to completely uninstall and reinstall the software from scratch. Then after I did that, I had to reschedule everything. And got up this morning, started rescheduling things, and rescheduled everything that I rescheduled for 5 would show up for 4 o'clock. Everything I scheduled for 6 would show up for 5 o'clock. So I just took a punch at it, just hoped it would work. And here we are. Okay, first coin. First coin out of this roll is this one right here, and it's going to go to Chuck Daughtrey. This is roll reveal number 208. It is a 1955 Philadelphia roll. Hey, that's a nice earlier dice date coin right there. That's in beautiful shape for a 1955 roll. That gives me a lot of hope right there in the beginning that we're at least going to get cleaner coins with an earlier dice date appearance. Let's see what we have on the reverse here. If we do capture one of the double die reverses, it's going to be a very nice one because these are earlier dice date as it appears than we had been having in the past. Actually, even if we have a more minor die variety, it might show. Okay, there's that one. Unfortunately, nothing on it. And here's coin number 2. Coin number 2 to Tim Morrell. Tim Morrell now. These are actually really good coins for 1955. I'm telling you, 1955 coins tend to be pretty ugly, and these turned out very nice. Very nice for the issue, so well, if we're going to find anything, it should be something pretty nice. Get out of the house today for a while. Ended up having to reschedule the shows for later because when the wife finally says, hey, I'm not working today, we can go down to the Sam's. It takes us 40 minutes to get to the Sam's and 40 minutes to get back home. Yeah, these are pretty coins. So I had to reschedule the show for today. The second show I've got scheduled for probably during the time that the auction is going to be happening, Jessica's auction on this channel. And so what I'll do is I'll pick up with the roll reveal right after the auction is over. That way we don't overlap our times. Hello, Jessica. Who all do we have in here? Let's see. We've got Joe McBride, Scott Hall, Deanne. Hello, Deanne. Got Wade Reynolds. Majestic is here. Adam Chambers. Randy. Did I say Scott Hall already? I think I said Scott Hall already. I'm looking at the reverse side of this one. Eric Beyer, Sireg, Shantanu Singh. Yeah, I think I already looked at this one. It's coin number 3. What tells me I already looked at it is because I'm seeing the same die markers that I think I saw in the last coin I looked at, which was probably this one. Trying to read the chat and do my coins at the same time. It's really very difficult to do because I cannot walk and chew gum at the same time, evidently. On a regular basis anyway. Alright. That's for Bill Betts. That's coin number 3 in the roll. Now for coin number 4. That one's for Timothy Morrell too. There's Tim Morrell's second coin for the roll. And a very interesting roll this has been so far. We've got a lot of earlier dice date 1955 Lincoln cents, and to tell you the truth, that's actually rather uncommon. So there is some chance we could possibly find something pretty nice in this roll. Wanda Williams here. Hello, Wanda. Jeff Dunn. Good day to Jeff Dunn. All right, that's coin number 4 down. Let's take a look at coin number 5 now. Mr. Worley. Wow, these coins are nice. Nice earlier die state coins. I like this a lot. A lot of times when you get 1955 rolls opened up, they turn out to be really mushy looking coins. This is rather unusual. Haven't found anything in it yet, but we're only 5 coins in. We still got plenty of time to try to find some die varieties in here. This one's for Sureg. Working on trying to find us something to talk about here. One thing I can talk about is the term uncirculated. And the term uncirculated is something that I'm seeing a lot more confusion about now than I've seen in the past. Here's your confusion about it. Uncirculated doesn't necessarily mean that the coin's never been in circulation. It doesn't mean that you can't get the coin out of a customer wrapped roll from the bank or directly out of a grocery store till. Uncirculated simply means a coin that doesn't have wear. If it doesn't have wear, it's uncirculated. It doesn't matter if it's been out in circulation. The uncirculated part is describing the wear on the coin or the lack of wear on the coin, and not the physical act of it having not been out into circulation. So within the uncirculated realm, the way I grade coins, now this isn't necessarily the same as everyone else, but the way I grade coins is if you have a coin that's got a lot of marks and dings and dashes and gashes on it, you're going to get a 60 or a 61, maybe a 62 out of it. That's what I'm just going to call select. So it's a select BU if it's red, it's a select MS if it's red-brown, or it's a select UNC if it's all brown. And then you have your choice grade. Choice grade is 63. You're going to have a number of gashes and dashes and stuff, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as a select. And so that's a 63 grade. And your colors are going to work the same. The way I work the colors is brown is UNC, red-brown is MS, and red is BU. So you've only got a BU from me, you've only got a BU coin if it's all red. The grade of what, Majestic? I'm sorry. Not sure what grade we're talking about. Is it for a coin we've already seen today? It's like the grade of this coin, for instance, I would mark this one a choice to gem BU. Now, a choice to gem BU is you've got a few gashes, you've got a few little marks and dings here and there, but you've got, in this particular case, the coins, or most of these coins, have very few marks and dings on them. They're pretty much red in color. They're also very well struck, so these are going to be a choice to gem BU. Choice to gem BU is the same thing as saying MS64 red. MS64 is choice to gem, and BU is red. So if it was a choice to gem UNC, that would be an MS64 brown. There's Jessica's auction list for today. Jessica's auction will be, I think, is it 5:13 Eastern time right now? 5:13 Eastern time? Somebody let me know if it's, my clock is correct. I'm not sure. It's either 4:13 or 5:13. I'm not really sure. Okay, 5:13 Eastern Time. Then that means her auction will be in 1 hour and 45 minutes. 1 hour and 45 minutes from now. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, you got, I guess, all 3 of your coins in the first 10, huh? Okay, it's 5:13. That means that my clock is correct. So I always have trouble with which ones change automatically and which ones don't change automatically, and what I have to change versus what I don't have to change. Makes it a little bit difficult to figure things out. There's another one of the same die as the first coin I pulled out of the roll. So he's running roughly a 63-64 condition. Oops. A little bit of brown on some of these, making them MS. Some of the other ones are BU, which is a all-red coin. We're unfortunately not really showing up with any die varieties here today. Here's one for Shantanu Singh. Shantanu Singh gets... Well, it looks like another regular 1955. Okay, got nothing on that side. Let's take a look on the other side and see what's there. There is a double die reverse known for the 1955 Philadelphia Lincoln Cent. It is a nice Class 6 double die with extra thickness toward the rim on the left and right wheat stalks, plus the pluribus unum up at the top. In this condition, those would bring $10 to $15 a coin. But they are kind of difficult to find. Not going to see them every day. It looks like we keep having the same dies running over and over again. This is the same die as the coin we just pulled. I'm looking at my first fresh die marker as being the east and west die scratches I see running through the date, and then there's that long one that goes from the vest to the bottom of the 5. Of all of the Liberty devices, what are we talking about, Shantanu? You have to ask me the question in a different manner. I don't really know exactly what you're asking. If you're asking if there's a library of all the different dies issued, no. No, nobody does that. If you're talking about all the different shapes that the Liberty characters have, there is a study of that on Variety Vista. That's just all the design changes in the Lincoln Cent from 1909 up, but they only show you the different changes in the design. This is another different die. It's another different die. This has a heavier mark between the 9 and the 5. And we're looking at something with no doubling. Hey, Jim. How you doing, big brother? Let's see what we got going on here. Ooh, nice big die hit right there on E of 1. But that unfortunately is a marker to nothing because we have nothing on this coin to discuss. Another kind of unfortunate one. Here's coin number 14 now. Coin number 14 for Doug Reese. See what we have for coin number 14. And this one is yet another different die. This one has a heavy scratch from between the bottoms of the 5s in the date. Most of these have a number of fine scratches on the reverse, but you'll also notice that they are early to mid-die state coins. Early mid-die state coins is not something you're going to see every day in 1955. These things are very well struck. Very well struck, earlier die state coins. So if we were to find anything, even a minor die variety on this, you're going to be able to see it here where you wouldn't be able to see it on a lot of the other coins issued that year. Just because the die state is such that generally you can't see really minor stuff on the later die state stuff with a lot of die wear. And in this rule, that rule doesn't take effect. So if we find anything here you go, Jim. Nice one for Jim Fletcher here. Let's see what we have. This is where we would really wish that we could see one of the really nice double dies, because it would definitely be an earlier die state coin. And in this condition, an earlier die state, these die varieties that I'm talking about could be quite valuable. Very nicely valuable coins. Was it supposed to be? No, the 47D roll comes after the first 1955. We were supposed to do the 47D this afternoon, and that did not happen because I had to postpone all of yesterday's rolls because my camera was messed up. My camera was not showing properly, and so we had to postpone everything. Now I'm going to be running rolls into Monday, but I will get them all finished tomorrow. Finally figured out my problem with the camera. I was down underneath the computer and everything. I was like a mechanic yesterday, trying to work the wrenches and everything. Didn't get anything resolved that way. Disconnecting, reconnecting, even borrowed a camera from my wife and brought it up here and hooked it up, and it wasn't working either. So I finally figured out it was a software issue. So I uninstalled and reinstalled my broadcast software, and that fixed the problem. But by the time I fixed the problem, it was too late to even start reveals because I had Halloween and the trick-or-treaters yesterday. So I just went ahead and took care of that and decided I would do the reveals today. This is the Bankrap 55, Eric, the one from Nebraska. This is the one. We've got nice earlier die state coins, but there's nothing in here with any die varieties. That's what I'm finding so far, and we're 17 coins deep now. Well, to continue with that BU grading lesson, when you have fewer marks than you've got not marks, like something like this, maybe a little better than this, you're into the choice to gem grade. Choice to gem to me is an MS64. So choice to gem Unk would be a 64 brown. And choice to gem MS would be a 64 red brown. And then a choice to gem BU would be a 64 red. These are 64 red browns. Not one of the top grades, but in this die state, getting a 55 plain in this die state is actually kind of scarce to begin with. An example of your question. The B in Liberty in the 55 is thicker than in the 80s and the 70s, so do I need to just go through a lot of coins in a given year to learn the size and shape of the lettering and the design for each of those different years? Yes. There is a listing of all of the different known obverse and reverse types of Lincoln cents in Variety Vista. I'm not exactly sure where it is. Somebody here could provide a link if they have it. Or you can go and you can see what Dr. Wiles thinks is all of the different obverses and reverses used on the wheat cents and the memorial cents. That will give you a good idea of what to expect in different years. But as for anyone who has cataloged individual dies from different years just because, no, nobody's done that. As close as we've come to people cataloging dies is die varieties, where we're cataloging the doubled dies and the repunch mint marks, over mint marks and things like that. Or in the error category, where there's people cataloging cuds and cataloging die breaks, die chips, and things to that nature. Outside of that, I don't think there's anyone who's ever gone through to even attempt to catalog every individual die. That would be a lifetime and a half undertaking that I don't think anyone could ever get done. Hello, CVS. But you can learn the sizes and shapes of all the lettering from the different years by studying James Wiles' webpage on just that, the design elements given for the different years of Lincoln cents, which ones were changed and when, what they look like. But that's the best you're going to get. There really isn't anything more than that will tell you about the different design styles or design types, whatever they want to call it. Design styles, design types of the Lincoln cent is what you would be looking for. That's 20 coins gone. Now, coin number 21 to Doug Reese. Okay, still looking to see if we're going to find anything in this row. We haven't found anything yet. We're going 21 coins deep now. No die varieties, but we do have coins with very little die wear, which is a very unusual thing to find for 1955. Very little die wear going on here. Hello, Rex. Nice of you to pop in and say hello. I'm glad you're a loyal watcher. And Mr. Coin Dragon is here too. There's Eric's coin right there. One of Eric's. Let's see what we get here. Always hoping that we get started up on the die varieties. Of course, you're not always going to find die varieties in rolls. Is that what I think it might be? I think there's a chance there could be a double eyelid there. You get it with the light just right. Yeah, boy, that's hard to tell. It's going to be one that's not going to show up well in later die state anyway. I'm going to have to go with a no on that. Hello, Hawkeye. Just figured out how to chat on the phone. Awesome. I tell you what, when I try to use YouTube on my phone, it's just a bumbling mess. I don't even use my phone for much of anything. Did Frank have a coin auction last night? Oh, and I missed it? Why would I go and do a thing like that? I should have been there. Should have been a supporter. Frank, you make sure I know personally when you have another coin auction. If you decide to have another coin auction, I will be there. Wanda. You got your package, or did... Oh, was that in Frank's auction? It had a lot of woodies. Here's one for Joe McBride. Joe McBride here. Oh, you sold a 17p DD01. Very nice. So did the auction go well? Was it nice and successful? Very well. Awesome. Hey, tell me, Frank, you guys got snow on the ground there yet? Coming down now, but nothing on the ground? Huh. Did you, I don't know if you follow football at all, but did you know that The Bills just handed New England their next consecutive loss. I think it's like 7 consecutive losses now. It's the first time since before the dynasty. I think their dynasty is over now. You watched that game? I just got finished watching the Pittsburgh Steelers go into their 7th win of the season. 7th win of the season, and they are still undefeated. They are the only undefeated NFL team right now. Not taking any special credit or anything, because I know that they could lose that just as quickly as not. I mean, heck, that game went down to the very last second. I mean, the only reason the Ravens lost that game was because they bumbled a catch in the field in the end zone. Yeah, the Patriots have no QB. And coming from North Carolina, you're welcome, Patriots. You can have him. And like him anyway. Well, especially now that you got Brady and Gronk down south. You got nothing left. Gostkowski is gone. I think Amendola is gone. Most of your players that were really good on the Patriots are gone now. It's 6 inches last week, and now it's in the 60s. Gosh. That's something I really don't like about this time of the year. I mean, I love the time of the year. I love the leafy changes, and I love the harvest and all of the fresh, crisp air and stuff like that. I like the Halloween and the colors, and I just don't like the changes in the weather. You'll have 70, 80 degree weather one day and 50 degree weather the next day, and then it goes back up to 70, 80 degrees the next day. It's like, can we just pick something and stick with it? I like fall. You don't have a very long fall there. You go directly from summer into winter pretty much. From what I understand, up there in Buffalo. All you northern New Yorkers. The Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs are doing well. I tell you what, if you look at the points for and the points against, the Chiefs are definitely the number 1 team in the NFL. They far surpass the Steelers as far as that's concerned. Steelers are a pretty good team, but the Chiefs, so much better. And like with the Chiefs, if the Steelers were to go up against the Chiefs today, I think the Chiefs would win. It would be a pretty handy win, too, for them. Be able to send the 72 Dolphins home, that's for sure. But so far, we're going to make them wait another week. Yes, the Chiefs do have a QB. Really good QB, too. He's a very, very good looking kid on the field. It's awesome to have people who will eventually take over as the Hall of Fame quarterbacks of the future. Seeing them burst out on the scene now. Got some really good ones out there. Wanda was working sleeveless today, and it's going to be 34 tonight. You're in Pennsylvania, right? That's kind of interesting. Got a little bump out right there on the side of the tee. Over in the left-hand part of the top of the tee, you got a little bump out over there. It's not very well defined. It's not very big anyway. Let me flip it over and take a look at the take a look at it in the other direction. Hang on just a second here, folks, while I get myself straightened out. Yeah, it's not enough to really call much of anything, but there's a little bump out on the left-hand side of the T right there. And you can see it best right here. Just a little bump out. There's a lot of them in the 60s. I kind of wonder whether they really are double dyes, most of them, but it was interesting that I noticed that nonetheless. I doubt it is anything, though. Stuff stuck to the coin. A little bit of Xylol will take care of that. LDS, it would disappear, that's for sure. And so I'm trying to make sure that whatever dye varieties I pull to be listed for copper coins are ones that we're going to be able to notice in the later dye states. That's why if you get a coin back from me that I said might be a minor little split serif, it wasn't major enough to list because I would want it to be something that all could enjoy, not just the people who happen to have an early dye state coin. Son of a Silver Stacker comes up next. Yeah, let's see what we've got for him. We've seen this die before. It's the one with the heavy die scratch between the two fives of the date. Use whatever tools you have to make your lighting work for you. I'm making mine work for me by moving my index finger in front of the light so that it shades the coin and unshades the coin in quick succession so that I can see things better. Make sure what I'm looking at is what I think I'm looking at, because I don't want to skip something that's actually good and then have to come back to it later realizing that I made a mistake. I don't like mistakes. Of course, we don't make mistakes in this particular sport. We have happy accidents. Yeah, he had nose hair. I saw that. Was it this one? If it was, I've already moved it on. But yeah. Steel Horses. Let's see what Steel Horses has. Nice long die scratch coming down at the bottom of the Y there. That would make a very nice die marker if we had any reason to give this a die marker. He's chewing on a piece of straw too. Let's see. I flip it over to the other side, see what happened on the other side. If anything. And we've got very strong strike out of these. Very strong strike. Very nicely struck coins. It's for sure. Got no weakness in the design on the reverse, which is almost scarce for 1955. Zinc bubbles generally don't cost you anything on the grading scale unless you're looking at something that's near perfect. If it's a 67, 68, 69, they're definitely going to dock those points because of eye appeal. If your eye appeal is affected by the zinc bubbles, yes, they will detract from the grade. But like a 63, 64, I don't think they're really going to detract from the grade for those because you've already got enough distraction going on. A headlamp and a flashlight, there you go. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. What state you from, Rex? I like knowing a little bit about my people. You're one of the family. You're just one of the quiet guys that sits in the back. Well, it's time for you to shine. Let me know who you are. That was for Adam. Let's move on to the next coin here. Go Wi-Fi. Go Wi-Fi back after a hiatus of a few months. Rex is from Washington. We've had other people from Washington round. I appreciate you being here, that's for sure. Okay, they have zinc bubbles all over. Well, you know, if the coin is otherwise very nice and bright, and it has a very strong strike, and it has good sharp detail, the zinc bubbles won't take that much away from them, but you're not going to get one with zinc bubbles in a 67 holder that I know of. I guess it's possible, but I've not seen it. West coast of Washington. Very nice. Never been to that part of the country, but I would always like to go up there and see it sometime. Had to get a piece of stuff out of this flip insert here. It's 34 now for Shannon McCord. Very particular about my flip inserts. There we go. Number 34 for Shannon McCord. Here is coin number 34 for you right now. Got some sticky stuff on some of these. Just little dingle-dingle things. That these are some of the most boring you've seen in a long time? Well, they are kind of boring, but I tell you what, we had all kinds of chances to find good stuff in this roll, too. So, that we just happened to have not found anything really good in this roll just means it's relatively normal. We usually look at these trying to find double dies, but, of course, you know, double dies are not that common. Very green, the picture. Yeah, that's probably it's probably a mixture of my white balance and the broadcast from YouTube. So is anyone able to get boxes from the bank that have actually tried? Coin number 35 now, Kelly Michaud. I can tell you the coins are not green. And I'm colorblind, so trying to change the broadcast color would just probably affect it even worse. I mean, I could play with it a little bit and see. Let's see. Color adjustment. I don't want to change that too much. Let's see. The brightness and contrast changed just a little bit there. And our white balance. No, come back. Yeah, it's probably about as good as I can do for now. Does that look better? Okay. Let me do this. Just in a little bit better focus. Probably about as good as we're going to get there. All right. It was you pushing buttons. Well, that could turn us really green. I think we're pretty good now. I think we've got good color contrast ratio and everything else. Looks better than I've seen it in a while. Not very good with your phone. I can tell you it looks pretty good here. All right, there's coin number 36 for Chuck Daughtrey. Chuck 2, as he likes to call himself. The further south Chuck. We really see those details on this thing, that's for sure. And got nothing on this coin either. So we're 36 coins in, and we don't have a die variety yet. That pretty much tells me that we're probably going to skunk out on die varieties this time around. Kelly Ray, coin number 37 now. Coin number 37 for Kelly Ray. Nothing there on the obverse. And here for the, what we have decided is now the reverse, not the reverse, because more people call it reverse than call it reverse. Got a really nice coin there, but it didn't have any kind of a die variety on it. And here's Adam Chambers. Adam Chambers again. Nice 1955 Lincoln cent. Really nice sharp coins. I like the way these coins are looking. They're very nice and sharp. Very crisp details. Reminds me of the big 55 doubled dies without the doubling, because those are all sharp. Somebody said that there were probably somewhere around 10,000 of those made. That's not a very large number for a die. That die never made it out of mid-die state that we know of. There's no late die state examples. All right, here's one for Doug Reese. Mr. Reese gets... let's see here. Definitely the chances that you take when you open a roll like this that you've never seen inside of before is finding double dies. For me, it's fun. So if the coin belongs to somebody else, I'm fine with that. It's a fun little trip that we take. We get to do it together because of the magic of live broadcasting. Live streaming makes a lot of things possible that we didn't have earlier in life. This one was a little more of a typical strike. You can see the weakness on the top of the O of 1. And there's just a little tiny bit of weakness on the AM of America. You can see that on this coin. Well, hello, kid did okay. I haven't seen you for a while. Let me go ahead and make Rex and Kid Did Okay moderators. And Kid Did Okay. There we go. You two should be blue with wrenches now. All right, who goes next? Coin number 40. Joe McBride. Here's Joe's coin. Yeah, it looks like we're going to dud out on this one. We're not going to have time between this and the auction to do another reveal. So I'm going to make an attempt to do a reveal after the auction. If the auction ends before 9 p.m., I'll do a 9 p.m. reveal. If the auction ends after 9 p.m., we'll just push it until tomorrow, and I'll have to do it sometime during the day tomorrow. Coin number 41 now, James Worley. Mr. Worley picks up this 1955 Lincoln cent, which unfortunately has no die variety on it, just like the other coins in the roll. Adam, I've heard something about, and I don't know if it was Lucky Strike packs. I heard it was cigarette packs, where they would give you, basically, cigarettes were 24 cents a pack. So if you put a quarter into a cigarette machine, it would spit you a pack of cigarettes with a penny taped to it, or a penny inside the wrapping plastic. And as I understand, one of the companies doing the cigarettes and putting the pennies in as change got a hold of rolls and rolls of the 1955 cents that had the big double die in them. So yeah, there were cigarette machines giving out 1955 double dies and change. But that was my understanding anyway. I also know I remember reading a story back in the 80s about a guy who played bowling a lot. There was a bowling alley somewhere in Pennsylvania. I think it was Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And this guy went in and got himself a soda and a hot dog or something like that, and his change was a 55 double die. And he saw it and he showed it to the other people he was with there. And another guy said he had got one of those in his change from the fountain too. And so the concession stand in a bowling alley in Lancaster, Pennsylvania evidently had a few rolls that had those in them. I kind of wonder, the average roll that you would open that had a 1955 double die, how many were in the roll? You know, because I've seen rolls before that had double dies or repunchment marks in them that could have 15, 20, 25 of the same die. Are you going to get 15, 20, 25 of those in a roll of 55s? Of course, right now, that would make it a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 roll. Yeah, if I do one later this evening, it's going to be the 47D. It's going to be the 47D that I've had to play Skip to My Lou and skip it back and forth, and finally got it scheduled. And then I couldn't do it today because I had other things going on. And then here, I may be able to do it tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow. If the auction ends before 9 p.m., I'll go ahead and do a 9 p.m. reveal. Coin number 44 now. Still haven't found anything in this roll other than a bunch of pretty nice looking 1955 Lincoln cents. A 55S possible double die reverse. If you send me a picture through the mail, through the old emails, I'll certainly take a look at it for you. Or if you want to message me through Facebook, I'll certainly take a look at it for you, let you know what I think. That was Steel Horses coin number 45. We've got 5 coins left in the roll. This is number 46. Jeff Dunn. And Jeff Dunn's first, I don't know, this can't be his first coin. I'm noticing a lot of these have a little bit of that fleck leftover stuff from the wax from the paper up on the coins. Some fibers too here and there. Got nothing on this one either. Reach me on Facebook. You search my name, Chuck Daughtrey, Daughtrey. Search my name. I should come up. Send me a friend request. I'll answer your friend request. Or if you want to catch me through email, my email address is cd@coppercoins.com. Pretty easy to remember. Oof, this one's been scraped up. Not good. Don't like that at all. Sorry about that one, Mike. All right, now coin number 38, Steel Horses. I'm sorry, 48. Did I say 48 or 38? I meant 48. Coin number 48. We got 2 coins left in this roll after this one. It looks like they're all pretty much turning out to be the same basic thing. Light few stains and spots here and there on these, but they're generally red. Nice earlier die state strikes. Most of them have nice strong strikes. Really good album coins. I haven't seen any here that I would send to a grading service, but they're all pretty nice coins. That's number 48. Now 49. Eric Beyer. And it's the obverse. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse and see if anything happened there. Yeah, maybe the tube-roll will be it. I don't know. I've never seen inside of it, so I don't know. I hope for every one of these to be like that big roll. Here, Jim Fletcher. And this is coin number 50, the last coin in the roll. I appreciate you guys coming by. I'm going to hop off the channel here so that we can give Jessica our full attention. Auction coming up in about 1 hour. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. She got a bunch of good stuff for you guys to consider today. Trying to get some real nicey niceys out in people's pockets. Or out in people's collections anyway, I'm sorry. Not in their pockets. I hope you don't put the coins that you buy in your pockets. That's it, folks. That's what we've got for this time around. We've got 0 double dies in this particular roll. So we ended up with a roll of 50 normal 1955 Philadelphia Lincoln Cents out of an original bank wrap roll from Nebraska. And there it is. Which 1909 SVDB, Steve? I had one that I think was $5.95, and I think I had another one that went up for around $1,200. The one that was $1,200 was Segs uncirculated. The other was a circulated coin that was roughly a very fine to XF condition. All right, folks, I'll see you at the auction here in just a few minutes. Be well, folks.